What's up guys, it is Shipwreck Samantha here, and today I'm going to be doing another cheap art supply challenge. I really enjoy doing these challenges because it shows you that you don't need expensive materials to make art, and specifically I'm going to be using Crayola markers. I'm doing this because I actually really like these markers. I have a few at home and I tried them and I enjoyed using them, and so I went out and bought a 50 pack of Crayola markers. This only cost $10, and so I'd say that's pretty cheap for 50 markers. I've used Copics in the past, and as nice as they are, I don't want to spend $7 to $8 per marker when I can spend $10 on 50. And so today I want to show you guys what you can do with these Crayola markers. I'm not sponsored by Crayola or anything, but I just want to prove to you guys that you can do some cool stuff with cheap supplies. And I think Crayola is a very underrated, underestimated brand of art supplies, and they really do have a lot of potential. So I haven't even opened this pack up yet. I'm going to open it up now and play around with the colors and see how I like them. And I already did a sketch that I'm going to be coloring in, which is this dragon sketch. I thought it would be fun to do a dragon because then I have a lot of options for the colors. And so I sketched it out, and now I'm going to use only the markers to color it in. So let's get to it. Even though these markers aren't quite as fancy as Copics, I still think they're a lot of fun to use. I will say, starting at the beginning of this, I was trying to figure out the best method to make the lines not as streaky, because these are not alcohol-based markers, they are just water-based markers. And so that's the one thing that makes them difficult, is they are difficult to lay down on the paper smoothly. And I will also say I only used copy paper for this. I'm not that experienced with markers, and I don't know that if I use a different type of paper like Bristol board, if that would have affected the quality of the marker. Maybe I'll do this again and do it on some watercolor paper, and that might help it too. When I draw or color dragons, I typically stick to one or two colors, and so I tried my best to branch out with some different colors for this to give you guys a bit of a variety with the different markers. And I did learn very quickly that if you layer the same color on top of itself, you can actually use that as a method for shading. And so, like you just saw with the scales, I just went over with the exact same marker I used to color it in and layered it again, and then you get some shading. And I did that for the blue of the body as well. And so I wasn't worried too much about the streaking look. I thought it kind of gave it an interesting texture, and so I just left it like it was. And again, this is just a video showing you can have some fun with some cheap markers and not have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to have expensive supplies to make a beautiful masterpiece. And so it really doesn't matter what you use as long as you're expressing yourself. And so that's kind of the whole point of this video, I guess. And so I told myself I was only going to use these Crayola markers for the entire drawing, and while I usually use my Prismacolor brush pen to line my more cartoon style drawings, because I wanted to use just the markers, I just went in with a darker color marker of whatever I was wanting to line, and I just used a darker color to line those areas. So like for the blue body, I used a darker blue to line that. And I did just do a simple pencil sketch before doing this, so that one part obviously wasn't markers, but you can get any pencil super cheap. You can get a pencil for, or a pack of pencils for like $1 at the dollar store, and so I don't really count that either as part of this challenge, because this was just showing what these markers can do, because they have more potential than people give them credit for. And I think they're really fun to use because I don't plan on starting a career with Copics anytime soon and making custom drawings with Copics, and I just like doing these traditional drawings in my free time for fun because I am a digital artist. all in all, you know, I mostly just do my digital art, and that's what I love, and that's my main medium. But there are sometimes I just want to do some traditional stuff, and when it comes to that and I want to add a bit of color to my drawings, these markers are great for that, because I don't do it a ton, and even though you can't refill these markers, it was only $10 for a 50 pack, and so it's just a way for me to have a little fun doing some drawings, and that way I didn't have to invest a ton of money in Copics or some other brand of expensive markers like Prismacolors or things like that. And so yeah, this is just a way to have fun with it and not stress too much about making a beautiful masterpiece, and just doing something that you like and making something that didn't exist before, because that's the cool thing about all of this is no matter what art medium you're using, you're creating something that didn't exist before, and that in itself is pretty awesome if you think about it. Alright, here we go. Here's the finished drawing, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I tried to use a variety of color in it, where I would normally use maybe 2 or 3 colors to color in a dragon. I tried to use a little more variety. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you're new around here, I create new art videos every single Friday and Sunday. Fridays I do art challenges like this one, speed paints, art discussions, and tutorials on how to draw things. So if you want to learn more about art and drawing and improving artwork, be sure to stick around. I also do weekly sketchbook updates on my drawings of the week on Sundays, and so stick around for that too. So if you're new around here, be sure to join my pirate crew by hitting subscribe on the screen or down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys Sunday.